What is going on, everyone? It is Garrett, and welcome to the Top 5 Designs of the Week, Episode 1. Thank you guys for submitting all of your work for this first episode. It means a whole entire lot to me, and I hope to see all of you guys' work in Episode 2. All you have to do is click on the Google's form link down in the description below, and then submit your portfolio, your name, Twitter link, YouTube link, whatever you want to do, and then basically hit enter, and then you guys can be in the running for next week. But first things first, I do want to say, if you guys haven't already checked out my podcast, there's going to be a link in the description for that and a card on screen. Click on that if you guys are on the go and you guys want to listen to something. It's talking about getting your first client and how to get clients. It's really awesome. I really hope you guys enjoy all of that. So yeah, just thank you for the major support on my whole entire channel comeback and just everything that I've been doing so far. So with that being said, let's hop right into the top 5. So nothing has changed. We're going to be doing the same entire style that we've done all throughout Season 1. So with the 5th place, we have David G, who did a social media design. Now this was a YouTube banner, so I'm sorry that I had to cut a little bit of it out and then, enlarge it in the background. For the score, I gave you a 6 out of 10. And first things first, man, really cool concept. There was a few different things that you could have worked on a little bit better. The first thing I do want to say is on the piece of toast in the background, instead of putting the sponsor links and stuff like that on a a glow or on a soft light, you could have worked on it, maybe putting it on, a burnt kind of style, or maybe even working on like a black text just to try to make it look like it's burnt onto the toast instead of just placed on there with the little glow. Next thing is I do want to talk about are the bullets going around it. Now it's a really cool thing that you added these. However, I would really focus on creating more shadows inside of them and maybe putting it in front of the person, just to kind of create a big depth of field. And that's going to be really big on your next pieces of work, is creating that depth of field so you can really make everything seem as one. Another thing you want to work on are the gradients on the fonts and on these texts on the sides, just because the gradients kind of make it look a little bit mediocre instead of keeping it, a traditional white or maybe a color that would complement the bullets and the toast. Now, there are just a few things, you can work on your motion blur and not making a little bit too much, blurring the background a little bit too much, stuff like that you should really work on. Also, working on shadows on the background could really help. But nonetheless, it was a really good job. I was really happy they submitted this, and congratulations. So the 4th place, we have Toucan, who did a logo design for an OB. Gave you a 7 out of 10 on this one. And first things first, it's a really cool concept. I love the way you branded it on your portfolio. I'm pretty sure we've talked in the past about doing branding sessions and stuff like that. So the one thing I do want to talk about with this logo is you really want to start incorporating the logos interacting with each other a little bit more, whether the B circle can interlock with the O somehow, and just instead of taking that middle line and then putting it to the side of the O, there's a lot of different variations you can work with that kind of make this seem as one. But I love the whole entire stroke feeling, and I love the way that you guys put it on the stamps and stuff like that on the right hand side. It was a really good job. It's a really good logo, and the rest of your stuff's really nice. I just think that this is the best one, and it's something that you could definitely push on from and make something a little bit better. So thank you for submitting that, and congratulations. So the 3rd place, we have Seamus M, who did an advertisement design for Pepsi. Give you a 7 out of 10 on this one. And the first thing I do want to talk about is the way that you put this as an advertisement. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a really cool concept, and I do want to talk about that later on. However, for a Pepsi company, and it's a very professional, very clean, you don't want to go into this Call of Duty style, doing all these, inner glows and outer glows and all these bright colors, just because that's not what the company's about. It's very clean, very simplistic and stuff like that, so you really had to take that into consideration when you're doing your work. Now, with shadows and stuff like that, you should really worry more on the adding shadows on the bottom of the cans to kind of create that, stance feel, as well as putting shadows on the back cans a little bit better. It just feels like you kind of took your brush and just made a quick, vertical line and then put it on like a lower opacity or an overlay. Now, I do want to congratulate you on getting at least the 3rd place, but also putting the Pepsi logos instead of the cans flipped upside down as a shadow. I thought that was really cool. I'm sure a lot of people won't, pick up on that. But the way you branded it on the right hand side as well is really good job. It really made you can see that on a poster walking down into the subway or something like that. So really good job. You just want to take in consideration that you don't want to make this seem like a Call of Duty advertisement for a team instead of making it more professional. But nonetheless, it was a really good job, and congratulations on 3rd place. So the 2nd place, we have Kitek or Azur, and he got an 8 out of 10 on his minimalist album artwork. So his artwork is amazing, I do want to say that right away, but you really want to start focusing more on the piece of work to resemble the music and album itself. Now, I do not listen to Chris Brown whatsoever, however, I do know his music, and I don't think that this is going to match the whole entire vibe. For give you guys some examples of, matching the vibe to the music, if you guys have ever listened to The Weeknd, the Starboy album, you know that it has this, techno, this 80s vibe to it, and then the cover art to go along with it has these bright colors, has this 80s vibe to it, has all these neon colors going on, so the music really matches the album artwork as well as everything else. So that's something that you really want to focus on when you're making album artwork cover. You don't want to just make it look cool, you want it to match the whole entire vibe. So with this, it was really good, really nothing bad to say about it. I'm sorry that I had to take white squares on the right hand side and left hand side. This does not look like this, it's actually a square for the album artwork, you guys can see in the description below. But everything else is really good. You didn't really have to add any shadows or anything like that because it's minimalist design. But like I said, everything was really, really good. So congratulations on second place and an 8 out of 10. So the first spot we have Jay, who did a jersey design. You guys can check him out on Jay Pape on Twitter. I got him a 9 out of 10 on this one, and first things first, man, the jersey design is completely perfect other than a few things on the back, but the way it looks, the way you have that esports feel to it, it really matches the whole entire vibe that you're going to be setting off for at least the company. Now, the few things I do want to talk about are on the backhand side, on the right side of the jersey. I really don't recommend you doubling the logo like you did, just because you should add sponsors there, maybe even like a number, something that's different, because you don't want to just keep adding that logo over and over again. It's just going to become repetitive. Now on the top you have an @Twitter, gamertag, and real name. Now I really recommend don't putting a Twitter @ because those things change a lot, especially if they join a different team, especially if they get someone to hack one of their own @ or something like that. So you really want to just put gamertag only and then their real name, and then of course your sponsors below that. Now that's the only thing I really have bad to say about the jersey. The front is spot on, the back is spot on. I really love the whole entire piece. Maybe focusing on a better version of branding this could have really worked, but I know that this is just mostly about the jersey design and not the background. So thank you for submitting that. You're a first place winner for this week. You got a 9 out of 10 on your total score, and you guys can check him out at jpape or in the description below on Twitter. So that's going to cover it for the top 5 this week. I was really happy to bring you guys this. I'm sorry that it came out a little bit late. My mom just got home from the hospital, so I've been, busy with helping her out, doing stuff around the house, going to the gym, and everything like that. So if you guys want to submit your work, the link is in the description below. It's a Google's form link. You guys can submit your portfolio, your best of work, Twitter link, Imgur link, whatever the case might be. And that's basically going to be it. Just make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video. Make sure to turn the alerts on my channel, and check out for the podcast on Wednesday, tutorial on Monday, and then this, of course, on the next Friday. Peace out, guys.